What's up YouTube? Another retro look back, something I found in the depths of the internet. After years of spending 24/7 online through the auctions, I only come across a handful of these and I managed to bag this one. And now I'm going to show you what it's all about. This is made by Carrera, who are still a big toy brand. They're much more toy orientated, but this looks to be back when they tried to take on Tamiya and the Japanese giants for some more hobby grade type models. Now this is a Renault RS10, which was a Formula 1 from that era. It sort of gives away the era of this time, and it's RC FERTIG BAUSATZ in German. If anyone can tell us what that means. 1/12 scale, which is what the big competition in hoo-ha was all about in this era, and I think this is mid to late 70s. And this is model number 90341. So look at the box. I think everything's in German here. I'm not going to butcher the language reading it out, but you get an idea that they were going for that hobby grade type model where you retrofit your own radio gear, uses rechargeable battery pack. You could change tyres and wheels. This was an alternate model. Pretty cool, that one, isn't it? The BMW M1 body. I'll just get you quick dimensions on this box. So the box is 46 12.5 22. And then let's have a look inside the box. This particular box isn't in great condition, but at least it's mostly there, and it does give a nice idea of what it felt to get one of these. They're nice boxes. So there we have it. This is the model inside, fits nicely in there. Just carefully lift it out. There's a broken piece here, which we'll come back to. That was the box, which was a nice storage box. And here's the car. Let's get a weight on it. That's coming in at 783 grams. We have a wheelbase of 21.7, so 217, and a track width of 170, and an overall model length including the spoilers of 36 centimeters. So that's a look at it. A Renault RS10. Let's take the body shell off. So we've got aluminium body posts here, 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 and the broken one there. And it's a Lexan body, which you could hand paint inside. It's quite good detail, isn't there, on that? You could definitely make that. Well, that is good detail. That body, that driver even has a clear visor on him. Then you could paint him up his clothes like that is. And then the body in the colours of your choice, but also the scale colours. Here we have the chassis, which those who are into the 1/12 era of car will find familiar, using usually flat plates. In this case they seem to be a plastic, which is quite flexible. I mean, that's just wobbling around. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but that is a soft plastic chassis like that. It's not going to drive very well, is it? But often you would see models of this era with either fiberglass or aluminium, but in flat plates like that with very little forming. Steering, we've got a single bell crank, but also this axle, if you look at it, if you unscrew those two, you could probably twist it and get a camber adjustment too, which is rotating it that way. So you had quite good control over that. There's no suspension built into it apart from the flex, but yeah, you do have that camber adjustment and the toe adjustment from these arms. So suppose there was 2 servo mounting posts, or you would servo tape the servo down there and have a linkage to this for the bell crank. Again, there probably was a vertically mounted servo, or stuck down as well with an arm to this mechanical speed controller, which is the likeTamiya type with a resistance coil, which would adjust your speed, and the servo would move this arm across that variable resistor, therefore regulating the amount of power going to the motor. And we've got an old type Tamiya plug, the 6-volt type plug. So they were trying to join the party with uniform fittings. One solid rear axle with a differential built in. I think you can just about see it working there. You can see the gears, gear type differential, main spare gear there, and a rear mounted motor in the 540 can size. So yeah, this was a full hobby grade model that Carrera had made. You could go change your motor, you could put an electric speed controller in, you could fit the radio gear of your choice, and you could make some adjustments to get it to drive right, even with all that flex. And the tyres are quite a nice soft foam filled hobby grade type tyre, so that's a huge difference between a toy grade model and a hobby grade model, is that a hobby grade often, or it's almost mandatory, would have a tyre that provided some kind of tyre performance, and that gives you that real dynamic of driving, because they actually do grip. They're made of grippy rubber, they're soft, they're not solid, they're not plastic, they're not the shore or hardness or stiffness of the rubber is in line with the size of the model, so you get a more realistic driving experience. Let's have a look under. This got quite well used. You can see quite a lot of scratches there. I'm glad someone enjoyed it. And this reminds me of modern model, a Charisma model I've seen with all these different mounting holes, so you could probably fit different body types and shells, and they just had all the mouldings in one piece on the chassis, and you put it together how you want, or they put it together how they wanted. Again, that's all plastic and very flexible and could well do with being fiberglass. Maybe they had some hop-up options. This front bumper is broken on the corner, as you can see, which was this piece. We've got a C moulded in the chassis. And this is a hard plastic wing, hard mounted on the back. So if you did get any downforce off this, it would be in the right place, pushing directly down on your axle. So there you have it, a Carrera. If you had one of these, if you're interested in these rare 1/12 models, maybe they were common in Germany, because that was a big German brand, but in England I have only seen a couple of these about come through the auctions. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you had one, if you've driven one. If you see someone, want to see someone driving one,